back on the shoulders of José Ramírez. So now it clears the path. He says he wants the legacy fight. He wants Undisputed. That would mean Josh Taylor is up next.
It's a massive history-making fight, and it's going to be a firecracker for sure.
That's bringing two fighters with a lot of fire and a lot of desire, a lot of motivation into a fight.
Well, I know what a lot of people watching on are going to be expecting. They're going to be expecting something very special from Josh Taylor. Heard about the possibility of him fighting Ramirez. And what a mouth-watering tussle that could potentially be.
And here's the champ, the WBC and WBO kingpin, José Ramírez. Now on the attack, punch after punch. He is crumbled and he is out. How about that?
Well, this is what it's all come down to. The Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor.
This is good stuff, Taylor. This is why we love this sport so much. This is why it's the greatest sport in the world.
That was human dynamite.
From the valleys of the Golden State arises an undefeated Mexican-American warrior who proudly represented his heritage throughout each step of his extraordinary rise to become WBO and WBC world champion.
I love to do my talk with my fist. I don't win because I want to prove people wrong. I win because I believed in myself the whole time. I knew I was going to be victorious.
A land and an ocean away from the shores of Scotland, another of their generation's greatest has also never been defeated, while succeeding like no countryman before him to seize the WBA, Ring Magazine, and IBF world titles.
IBF, WBA, Ring Magazine, and the Muhammad Ali Trophy in 16 fights. It's almost unheard of.
Now, in one of boxing's foremost glamour divisions, a weight class that has given birth to some of the best the sport has ever known. Two unbeaten champions, ready for their collision course, and a seismic four-belt unification bout that is about homelands, destinies, and a quest to make sure their name will be the one history remembers. While today he is Scotland's most renowned fighter, Taylor's path was blazed by one of his nation's greatest before him, Ken Buchanan.
I first came across Ken Buchanan when I was about 16, 17. My very first coach was actually Kenny's son, and he told me his dad was Ken Buchanan, Scotland's only undisputed world champion, and I didn't know who he was when he mentioned it.
Scottish legend Ken Buchanan turned pro in 1965 and won his first 33 fights before seizing the undisputed lightweight title, ultimately accumulating an astonishing 61 career victories.
Kenny used to come in when I was a young whippersnapper in the bags and see me hitting the bags and sparring and stuff, and give me advice about how to punch and do this and how to live and how to train, and then he'd come away and say, "You're going to be world champion one day." You know, I've been a huge fan of him since.
Josh Taylor's own path to greatness has in many ways mirrored his mentors, with his punishing style quickly outmatching his earliest opponents, with early stoppages in 12 of his first 14 straight victories, to earn a shot at the IBF light welterweight title in May 2019 against Ivan the Beast Baranchik.
I always knew I was going to be world champion, and when I'd done it, you know, it was like mission accomplished. There's one ticked off, so now I've set new goals, now is to become undisputed world champion.
Just 5 months later, Taylor would have that chance against a fellow highly touted and undefeated fighter, Regis Prograis.
I was supremely confident going into that fight. I had zero nerves, just pure confidence.
This is good stuff from Taylor.
I knew I was more compact and faster and stronger than him, so I knew that's where I was going to win the fight.
Exchanging level, this is fantastic.
And now the unified, the fighting pride of Scotland.
When I won the title against Progress, unified the division, Kenny, he come down to my parents' house after the fight and come to see me, and we had a cup of tea and a bit to eat and showed him his belts, and he says, "You proved me right, son. I'm glad you proved me right."
Hello guys, so this is the gym where I got started. The gym opened up in 1999. It was a new thing in the community. I was at the time playing baseball and soccer. And my dad said, "You know what? Jose has too much energy. I want him to do something that it could be all year long." So I came. I was about 20 minutes late. Everyone was inside the ring, following the instructions. And I walked outside to put some gloves on, and I just threw the most wild punch, and I completely missed and kind of just hit me right in the face. So this is the back that kind of, made me quit the first time, and I just left. I was so embarrassed that I left, and I never been in that position where I wasn't good at a sport. I would get the MVPs, I'll be the first one to get chosen, or I was the captain, in PE and stuff like that, but I wasn't considered being a fun guy to be around, so I was like, I want to show that part of me. I want to go meet friends. If you had a locker room in that room, then you were one of the best. When you had the new beginners come in and they used to see that you had a locker room there, it's like, okay, you're like one of the captains. When I went to the gym, I noticed I was behind, so I forgot why I went in there. I went in there to make friends, to socialize more. I forgot about that. I wanted to compete. And I fought 6 weeks from the second time I walked in. I fought my first amateur, and I won my first amateur fight, came back with that big trophy. It was a great feeling, to be in the middle and the whole attention was on you and your hand raised. And after that, I felt like, man, the sport could really do a lot for me.
As his pro career began, Ramirez teamed up with one of boxing's most successful all-time trainers, Freddie Roach, before switching to another legend, Robert Garcia.
Robert saw me in the amateurs fight, and he was really interested for me to give him a chance, or for him to take me in.
In his professional debut,
when he turned pro, he decided, Freddie Roach was the trainer of his choice, and Freddie Roach is probably the best trainer in the last 20, 30 years.
At the time, the fighters that Freddie would train, they would come once a year, and I was still being very active. I was trying to be very active.
He would come to my gym in Oxnard, get some sparring. He knew I always had great sparring for him. So he told me, I want to train here, but this title fight, I owe it to Freddie Roach.
Boxing is a very lonely sport, as we all know. We need that motivation, that sincere motivation that you feel like you got a family, not just coaches, but family. And I think I found that here. I asked Big G to be a part of this team for this fight. You see him here working with Robert, advising me, and he knows his stuff.
We're here together. If we make it together. If we lose, we're gonna lose together.
I feel like I have a whole team that really believes in me. They deserve for me to give them my best, and I fight that way.
Jose Ramirez works from sundown to sunup.
Slow's not an option. Push hard, go!
On paper, this could be the most challenging fight in my career, and you have to be physically prepared. So I'm getting ready for that.
Go!
When I look at Mexican fighters, you look at two things. One is, they're always in good shape.
Knees up, grind up that hill, let's go!
They will fight from the opening bell to the last bell.
Go, Jose, grind!
And they hit the body very hard. So to beat a Mexican fighter, you have to not just be prepared conditionally, but you also have to be prepared mentally to know that most likely you're gonna be in the deep waters when you face a Mexican warrior.
In spite of a streak of 26 straight victories to start his career to Taylor's 17, Ramirez is still ranked by many as second in his division, a fact that adds fuel to his fire.
I know it doesn't matter what people think. I know it doesn't matter where people rank me in the top pound for pound list. I do think about why, people don't really give me the credit, when I made it this far.
Sí, ponle todo como chingas.
When people have a little doubt, I continue winning. When people say, we'll see how he does, I continue winning. And I continue winning. And I continue winning. So everything that I have, I've earned it right. I've earned it the right way, by my actions, by my fist.
Here we go. WBC 140-pound world title fight.
One thing Jose has over mostly everybody in boxing, not only the guys that he's fought, he always has the little extra.
Offensive surge here from Ramirez. Oh, and he gets him with a big right hand.
If it's power, he's gonna find a way to give it that extra power.
He's in trouble, real trouble. Ramirez puts him down.
If it's condition, if it's a 12th round and he's going through a war, he's gonna find that push to dominate his opponent.
You think Ramirez wants it?
If it's hard, he beats his opponents because of that.
Es el último, ¿eh? Termínamelo con todo, José.
There's fighters out there that might be more talented than him, but his mind, his heart, his condition is always gonna be above his opponent.
I like to continue winning. And some people do it to prove people wrong, and for me, that's just the extra, that's the bonus.
¿Qué más te puede ganar? Fuerza, él es fuerte, tú también. Si es valiente, tú eres más que él.
I know what I could do. That's what really matters,
Si él aguanta, tú aguantas más. En nada nos va a vencer.
Taylor's first collaboration with Tyson Fury's former trainer Ben Davison was for his last opponent, a collaboration that quickly paid dividends inside the ring.
In his last fight, it was a one-round blowout. People blamed that on the opponent, but it was actually all due to the preparation and obviously his skill set himself as well.
And that preparation was ridiculously long because it was cancelled 4 times.
He was in camp for about 6 months for that fight.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the relationship works, because there's that respect there. And I think he's one of the best coaches in the world for sure.
Good, and again. Good, extend. Good. Can I improve Josh? Certainly. There's one thing that I've said in the first press conferences and interviews that I did when the news came out that I was working with Josh was, I don't see a ceiling on his potential. I just believe that he's very well-rounded and he's got that something special about him.
1, 2, little delay hook body. Boom! Good.
The way he breaks it down and it explains the simplest things, the very basics, and starts with building the blocks and the basics again, and so clearly.
A little bit of rocking, a little bit of top. Good, as you're moving. Beautiful, good.
It's just really good to work with someone with that class and the ability to break things down.
Everybody's confident in camp, but the most important thing is realistic. This is a tough fight, and it needs to be looked at and treated and prepared for like a tough fight, and that's what we're doing.
There will be times in the fight where it's going to be hard and it's going to be a standoff firefight, because his style is all action. He comes to fight, he leaves it all in the ring, he breaks down his opponents. But he's never faced Josh Taylor. He's never faced the likes of me.
I've always trained like the underdog. Like, this is my biggest fight in my career. Not one training camp lightly. I don't take not one fighter lightly. I always train with that mentality that I want to do this for myself and for my family. That alone keeps me very, very motivated. After every win, I'm not surprised. I don't feel surprised. I feel like that's what I was supposed to do. Taylor has done well in his previous fights because the guys give him the distance and they get distracted and give Taylor the control. But Josh has never faced a guy like José Ramírez. I can't say what's gonna work for me until it happens, and he cannot say or he cannot think what's gonna work for him. But at the end of the day, I think this fight, the mental part of the fight is gonna make us the winner.
We still have 8 weeks before the fight, and he's already doing stuff that I wasn't expecting. He's already pushing hard on his sparring partners. He's already pushing hard on every workout that we do. He's so focused and sure that he's gonna make it. Ain't nothing gonna stop him, you know.
One day at a time, you know. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it right. My goal is to put Taylor in a position he's never been in. Test him to the limits he's never been before, you know. The personal opinions from the professionals, from the fans, it don't matter no more. You know, it's not gonna help him. It's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help him. You know, it's time to work.
Time. Good job. Good job.
Prize fighting. 2 words loaded with history and context. Yet at the heart of the phrase is a question. What prize does one fight for?
Guys ready? Tiempo!
For an undefeated Mexican-American warrior, 26 consecutive victories represent how a kid from farming valleys can rise to be a champion for all. For a never-beaten Scottish powerhouse, 17 straight wins means that the land where he comes from will be overshadowed no longer.
You know, it's very rare when you see 2 Olympians, 2 undefeated, unified world champions, you know, earn the way to this level. The fact that I'll be the first Mexican-American to be undisputed world champion, and for him to be the first Scottish to be undisputed world champion, that makes it even more dangerous.
I've always believed I'm number 1 in the division. Everybody else is starting to say it now as well.
I'm ready to show the world who José Ramírez really is.
It's about more than merely an opponent. It's about pride for family and country, and becoming the first to unify not just a division, but a nation with each of the sport's greatest belts. On May 22nd, live on ESPN, in the fight capital of the world, it will be country versus country, undefeated versus undefeated, champion versus champion, and a chance to etch their name into their nation's history books like no one before.
I've always been away from home as a professional. It keeps me focused. I feel like if I was to train at home, I maybe take my foot off the gas a little bit or my eye off the ball. Because I'll catch up with my family that I haven't seen, my friends that I haven't seen. So that's why I go away for training. There's no distractions, there's no excuses that way, you know.
That's the way of life. You gotta work, you gotta fight. All in together, be willing to pay the price. We fight to protect, we fight for respect. We battle all opponents till there's no opponents left.
I'm doing it for a cause, and it gives me motivation, more drive and more determination, because look what's at stake, your legacy and cementing your name in the history book, so that keeps you going.
I'm gonna kill Ramirez.
Tiempo!
I'm not flashy, I'm not dramatic. I'm focused, I move forward, and I don't let nothing get to me.
I'm very confident that even if the fight's so difficult and so, you know, so close, 50-50 fight, I think he's always gonna have that positive mentality that's gonna help him win any fight.
You know, once I got to this level, I noticed that having a world title is a huge deal, but it's, you know, the fans are still gonna believe that there's other world champions out there that might be better. So fortunately, you know, I felt like, yeah, I had to prove myself by, you know, going and getting all the titles and becoming undisputed. not knowing that I'm here, one step closer. It was the last step to become Undisputed. I'm motivated and I'm inspired.
Con tu cuerpo inclinado para la izquierda. Ahí está, así, a ver.
I'm always dangerous. So keeping Taylor on the ropes, we'll see what he's gonna do. We'll see how he reacts to a fighter that's very smart on the inside and that could also fight from the outside with distance and keeping Taylor on his toes for 12 rounds. We'll see how he does.
Throughout his remarkable rise, Josh Taylor has rarely needed incentive to train. And the same holds true for his biggest test to date.
Closer to you. 5, yep, let's change.
Some fighters, you have to really push them. Some fighters, you have to hold them back. And Josh is one of those that you have to hold back because he'll just go and go and go, maximum every single session.
1, 2, release, last 2.
I'm really competitive, so I push myself at the limit all the time. So Ben's good at keeping the reins on me and pulling me back when he feels that, I've got a big day, a big hard day ahead of me tomorrow.
Let's go. Come on. Yeah, Ben's been brilliant. Ben's got a real grasp on, the research and the science-driven strength conditioning point of view. He's not, he's not a dinosaur and not blinkered with it, so he really buys into those methods. And, we're formulating a team now where we have massive synergy between each area with one sole goal, and that's to improve Josh Taylor come May the 22nd. Let's go.
Told you I had it, man.
You never have to get the guys to work any harder, but working smarter is a great way to reach the outcomes that we're looking for. So we measured neuromuscular readiness today to see how fatigued Josh is, because there's going to be times throughout this camp where he is going to come in fatigued. So far, though, Josh has been incredible. It's he's really excelling.
Obviously training here, going through a whole lot of pain and misery, and then we're over to sunny Vegas, spending the last 4.5-5 weeks over in the stateside. So the reason for going over so early is to get used to the time difference for one, but also the heat and the levels, it's a little bit elevated, but we're getting used to all that as well, the time difference, the food, the heat. So by the time fight week comes, we're used to it, and we're going to be flying, we're going to feel right at home.
So many years of me sacrificing in the sport, my mind and my body feels well prepared. I've been through all the adversity that a fighter needs to be able to compete in this competition, to become Undisputed World Champion. And then the goal after that is to go on to the next weight class and do the same thing.
Explode, explode, explode. 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 Or tight chest up. Yeah, there you go.
He needs to be focused 100%. He needs to remember that he's going to be the first Mexican-American to be Undisputed Champion in history. His family, his newborn, his parents, all that is going to be a big part of his motivation during the fight.
I've been in the sport for 20 plus years. Over 200 amateur fights, 26 professional fights, many camps, many times missed with the family. But this is a fight that's gonna tell me that everything was worth it,
I can't say, I know he's going to go knock him out. It could go the distance, yes, but I know that Jose has what it takes to stop him.
What makes my career personally more enjoyable is the fact that I haven't gotten the easy way. They haven't sugarcoated my career, so it's not gonna surprise me if I'm victorious against Josh Taylor of what people are saying.
We don't have to talk like other fighters do. Jose already knows and already has the confidence. It's not gonna be an easy fight. But I think it's gonna be one of those fights we might end up having a trilogy, because it's gonna be that good.
I'll be the most dangerous Jose Ramirez I've ever been. And I expect Josh Taylor to be the most dangerous Josh Taylor has ever been. But I'm ready to show the world who Jose Ramirez really is.
In a city long renowned for its legendary matchups and combat sports legends, a man who has earned the title baddest man on the planet needs little introduction.
I'm an animal. Hey, up!
You get me here, hot boy!
Nice to meet you.
Big Ben Davison, what's happening, Mosh?
Tyson Fury's remarkable comeback to become a world champion began with his partnership with Ben Davison. Although Fury parted ways with Davison prior to the Gypsy King seizing the belt in a rematch with Deontay Wilder that was not left in the judges' hands.
How you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Month out?
Huh?
Month out from your big fight?
Month out now, yeah. Still getting rid of a bit of the jet lag, like, but...
Yeah. How long have you been here? A few days?
Got here on Saturday.
Take you 2 weeks to get over that, minimum. That's the good thing about coming out a month before.
Obviously been training with Ben for about 18 months now, just about 2 years. And, you know, it was the first time I've met the big Gypsy King. So, yeah, this is the big man's come in, and hopefully it won't be the first or the last time I see him. So, while we're here, so I'll get a chance to pick his brain.
This is Josh's big moment, and just because I've experienced it before, it doesn't mean that it means anything any less. It means just as much to me because my passion is, and I enjoy, you know, getting the best and seeing the fighters achieve their goals. And this is one of every fighter's goals, to headline Las Vegas, let alone for the Undisputed.
I'm used to the big occasion and big stage, so I'm not going to be faced by any of this. If anything, I'm lapping it up and soaking in all the atmosphere and enjoying the ride.
Make me look slim.
What do you mean?
Send it me over, Josh, will you?
Every fighter and trainer knows preparation is only part of a winning strategy.
You set a game plan for a fight like this by looking at both fighters. You look at their strengths, you look at their weaknesses, look how they match up, and look at how you need to go about that fight.
Good. Jab, pull, jab. Good. 1, 2.
Ramirez possesses a wide variety of a skill set. He's physically strong, he's a God-fearing man, and got the will to win. Those things alone are always tough to beat if you don't go about them in the right way.
Good. 1, 2, roll back to center. Good. Jab.
You know, he's going to bring the heat, he's going to bring the pressure, he's going to bring the front foot forward pressure, try to put me on the back foot and overwhelm me. That's what I expect he's going to try and do. He's really banking on that, which if that's all he's got, then he's pretty much
Front arm on the way up.
I just believe it's my time to shine. I'm a better fighter than Ramirez. I believe I'm quicker than him, I'm stronger than him, punch hard as him, I'm better on the inside, I'm a better boxer than him. I can box on the back foot, I can box on the front foot, I can box on the inside, I can fight on the inside. I just don't see any way that he can beat me.
Good. Done.
In boxing, as in life, stakes are everything. For both undefeated warriors, each victory, each knockout, each belt has led to this moment. One of their storied division's greatest fights in recent memory.
I'm fighting for the biggest fight in my career, for the Undisputed World Championship of the world, all 4 world titles. In these modern times, you don't see that too often.
There's only a handful of fighters that have been the 4-belt Undisputed World Champion. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I seize this opportunity.
A fact heightened by each man's will and the weight of their families and countries behind them.
Because with this fight, not only does my life change, but this is for family, for the team.
On May 22nd, live on ESPN, 4 belts will be placed outside the ring, and it will be champion versus champion, as one man leaves empty and the other claims the sport's biggest prize, the title of Undisputed World Champion.
I don't know about you, but everybody who's watching, this is going to be one for the ages. The Undisputed Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Make your way down there. Bob, thank you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, tuning it in, it goes live on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes. Our first bell is at 1:45 p.m. exclusively on ESPN+. As always, this is Top Rank. This is boxing. We'll see you tomorrow for the weigh-ins.
See you in a bit, yeah? Go get back in that sauna, sir. You fat cunt.
Josh, can you tell me what you were saying to him on stage?
Just tell him I hope he's ready on Saturday, and and I'm going to win the fight. And I think he looked a little bit nervous, but you don't take too much from it. That's it. I just told them we're going to win the fight on Saturday. That was it, really.
Talk to me about the face-off. What happened? What did he tell you? What did you answer him?
He just I don't know. He was saying something about my weight. If it's gonna be hard to make weight or something. That I look pretty chunky, but I was 141 right now. He got a little loudmouth, but just shows me how the type of guy he really is, and I think he's kind of cheap to me, to be honest. He's not a gentleman.
I'm gonna have him go up there. Yeah, come on up. Heads and tails. Josh, your heads. Jose, your tails.
Wait, just let me get up there.
We'll start over when everybody gets up there.
Finished?
Yeah, I was just waiting so you can go up there.
All right. So, all good. Hang on. We're good. An American quarter, guys. Heads, tails. Josh, your heads. Jose, your tails. This is to determine who weighs in first and who walks into the ring first. All right, here we go. I'm going to flip it. It is heads. So, Josh, you can decide if you'd like to weigh in and walk first, or weigh in second, walk second.
I'll go second.
Second. It's been decided. That's it. Good luck, gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow at weigh-ins.
That's good. The best.
Media for Josh. Media's down here. Josh is available now, guys.
This way, Josh.
Huh?
Fucking brave on that.
I didn't.
Fucking arsehole. Yeah. Next time, back up to your fucking face, okay?
So.
I'm confident, and seeing him face to face now, I'm very confident from what I saw and what I gathered. You want this? Have a good look at it. You don't look well.
Alright, we good. We're good, guys.
You don't look well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Josh.
You look dry as fuck.
Hey, guys.
It's like a peanut. It's going to be dry, and then I'm going to belt it all over the place.
We'll see.
Thank you, guys.
What do you say?
No, he's just saying I don't look well.
You look great. He said that.
Yeah?
When he was showing you respect, was all it was.
No, I'm talking about fucking you.
This fight, the boxing world has been waiting for it. The Undisputed Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. 12 rounds. The winner to become the 6th male boxer to become undisputed in the 4-belt era. Let's get him on the scale. Introducing first, he is the reigning WBC, WBO champion from Avenal, California, representing all of California's Central Valley, José Ramírez. $139.6 for the WBC, WBO champion, 139.6. Please welcome to the scale from Edinburgh, Scotland. He is the WBA, IBF, and Ring Magazine champ, Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor. $139.6. 139.6 for Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It happens tomorrow. 12 rounds for the undisputed junior welterweight championship of the world. From right here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the brand new Virgin Hotel and Casino. Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor, José Ramírez. This is boxing, this is Top Rank, this is what it's all about. The undisputed junior welterweight championship of the world. First, José Ramírez, 139.6 for the WBC WBO champion, 139.6. Please welcome to the scale from Edinburgh, Scotland, Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor, 139.6. 139.6 for Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor. From right here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the brand new Virgin Hotel and Casino. Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor, José Ramírez. This is boxing, this is Top Rank, this is what it's all about. The undisputed junior welterweight championship of the world.
Fucking hit him. Tries to fucking
It's good, man. It's good. Grab it. Tomorrow get done. Let's do the rules, baby. Come on. Don't go need to talk.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The weights have been made. The fight happens tomorrow.
Yo, listen. I've got in his head, I know he's in his head, and he seems a little bit fired up. You never get that before, so that's good. I'm going to smash his face in tomorrow.
Josh, what did you guys tell each other in the face-off?
Ask Ramirez. You're up his ass enough, so go and speak to him.
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
I made weight, so he had nothing else to say. I did my part, made it look easy, you know. I had never missed one weight in my whole career, and it wasn't going to start today. The biggest fight of my life. So, you know, they were just looking for any little thing, you know, be motivated and you know, take that little advantage. But they realized real fast that it wasn't that what they thought, you know. You know, Taylor likes to talk. He likes to talk a lot.
I guarantee you I won't come out.
You know, I'll do what I gotta do. And that's, you know, I'm trying to break my hands in his skull. That's what I'm gonna try to do that. Break my hands on his face.
To keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and when I say you must obey, touch him up, good luck, good luck.
Boxing has long been fueled by disputes, from who's the best to the mythical pound for pound. The beauty of this moment is there's no debating. There's no more jawing at the weigh-in. We get clarity. We get truth. Here we go. Round one. underway. The two undefeated champions. Tim Bradley, what are you looking for early out of Jose Ramirez?
I'm looking for both guys, actually, to establish the jab. Whoever establishes the jab first and control the pace will have the advantage in the first half of this fight.
The reason I asked you specifically about Ramirez, and Dre, I'll bring this to you, is because of what he told us just 48 hours ago about a change in what we normally see with his fighting style. Lead left hand from Taylor. Now working on the inside, trying to work out of that situation.
And we know that Ramirez is a guy that typically starts a little slow, so this is not out of the character of Jose Ramirez.
Well, he has to just undisputed championship fight, and that the men in the corner. Josh Taylor with a change to his team 2 fights ago. He has 28-year-old Ben Davison, who we saw a couple years ago with Tyson Fury.
Guard trying to get those hands away from the face of Ramirez, so that way he can land the backhand. Ramirez is having a hard time dealing with the speed and the quickness of Taylor.
Taylor is a sensational athlete. Himself was able to go to the body a couple of times. See if he brings that right hand, takes that angle to the right, and lands the left to the body. And now more on the offensive here in the final minute of round number 2. Good fight. Uppercut comes in from Jose Ramirez. Good pace all of a sudden here.
Taylor probably caught that body shot on the elbow. Work out.
Going to take a short break here at the end of 2.
The last round was because he changed the rhythm up. He changed his attack point and also the rhythm.
Good straight left to the straight right to the body, followed by a left hook.
There he is
was
again.
Nice combination. Right hand to the body, and he digs in again, and now closing that gap is Ramirez. This is where he does his best work. 2 times he went with the left hook to the body, splits the guard with the right hand, throws the uppercut as Taylor is covering up against the ropes and now looks to tie up. Good up.
Learn from Ben Davison.
Ramirez able to parry that right hook moments ago. Now he steps forward. Right to the inside, working behind jab. Oh, good right hand to the body. And he goes again, digs with the right hand to the body again. This is what it's supposed to look like at this level. This level.
Body Ramirez is pushing him back. That's also wearing Taylor down little by little.
Ramirez coming straight at Taylor. 2-punch combination, lunging from distance, went with the right uppercut, and now on the attack. Look at this assault from Jose Ramirez.
Those are opportunities for him. Ooh.
Left hand comes in from Taylor. He has such a skilled use of that left hand in many ways. Ramirez goes back to the body on that exchange. That is where he has had success. Had 11 body shots in that 3rd round. Closes the gap again and finds success. And Taylor able to wrap up, and just a little bit of room for Ramirez to let loose again.
It's the body work, fellas. It's not the head shot, just the body shot.
There's a straight right hand.
That's what's slowing.
Anytime Ramirez gets on his jab, he has a lot of success in rounds. He needs to not abandon.
He turned him around right there.
Hey, it's a fight.
They were expecting a break. Instead, Taylor says, no, this is a fight, and I'm going to chase you down.
No, you don't expect a break. You stay protected until you're out of harm's way.
That's right. But this is only right.
You don't get what's fair in this sport. You get what you negotiate. Ramirez has to negotiate. Ooh, good shot right there.
Ramirez,
another good shot. He hurt him with that shot.
Able to land it.
Taylor hurt him with that shot, the body shot on Ramirez. And look at Ramirez.
Oh, Ramirez is teeing off, Tim.
Now he's coming back strong right now.
Look at Ramirez here. Shoulder to shoulder. Taylor trying to dig in for something here. Final moments, a round 4 separation, and a left hand comes. Going to be as predictable as he thinks. In the lead up to this fight, time and again, we heard from Josh Taylor saying stylistically, I'm all wrong for Jose Ramirez.
See Josh Taylor holding on right now after getting hit, after landing a good shot, but then getting caught with the left hook.
The left hook from Ramirez can be so dangerous, especially at this range. Digging under with right hands to the body is Jose. Separation and a right hook from high above the 22 by 22 foot ring here at the Theater at Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas. Oh! And opening up this 6th round, Josh Taylor scores the knockdown. He caught Ramirez. And he's got a lot of time to work with. Let's see how Ramirez looks. He's been down 2 times in his career. Josh Taylor, big moment here, halfway through this Undisputed Championship fight. And Ramirez battles back and he lands a left hook up top of his own.
With big shots before, it's the speed and quickness that Taylor's landing those shots.
No
People
doubt,
talk
Dre.
about that.
That ability to time it as he's coming through the front door and catch Ramirez.
Nice catch and shoot.
Uppercut puts him down. What a shot! Josh Taylor floors Jose Ramirez. He pinged him, Tartan, didn't he?
That uppercut.
Ramirez on wobbly legs. Taylor in complete control. That was a massive shot as the bell closes it out.
There it is, uppercut.
Scored the knockdown in round 7 with that left uppercut. That time Ramirez was able to get his right guard up. And now exchanging in the center of the ring in these final moments of round 9. And you ask yourself, if it gets desperate for Jose Ramirez, what can he pull out deep as he fights right to and nearly through the...
Right there, that's guard manipulation right there. You see him, probe, boom. Move the hands out of the way, pop them right in the middle. Looking on the backhand, the back fist. He's still looking for a knockout shot. I love his offense. I love the way he's committing down to the body, short shots to the inside, tying up, pushing off to get distance, fighting on the outside.
Oh, Ramirez finds something as Taylor went straight back, and he followed him and threw 2 punches up top.
That's there all the time, Tess.
And then there's the left hand from Taylor to answer. Now here he is in round 11, championship rounds, potentially about to make history unless Ramirez can do something like this. Could he find something here? Ramirez coming on strong here. Final half minute of round 11. What does he have? Taylor's tying up. By the way, the NBA playoff game is starting right now on ESPN2. We're finishing up this Undisputed title fight right here, and then we will have full post-fight coverage on the ESPN app. A full post-game show, all the interviews, everything you need for Ramirez.
Be the boss and close the fight strong. Ooh, hurt him with that left hook.
Ramirez has to let loose. He has to try to buy the lottery ticket and cash it. Champion.
Good right hand from Ramirez right there.
Half a minute to go. Urge up the pound-for-pound rankings. Ramirez, what does he have? Here's the clap, and lets loose right to the bell. Special night.
Gentlemen, after 12 rounds here inside the Virgin Hotel, Las Vegas, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Steve Weisfeld all score the bout 114-112 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now, the undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world, Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor!
He's on top.
With the new undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world, still getting sorted out with all the new belts. Josh, describe the feeling.
Well, listen, I'm ecstatic. You know, I've trained my whole life for this, man. I've dedicated my whole life for this moment. I've dreamt of it so many times over, man. I'm so happy. I'm over the moon, man. I'm over the moon. I've trained it. I've trained for this moment all my life. Mum, Dad, Finch, Danielle, I told you I would do it. I told you I would do it. We've done it. All the hard work's paid off. I love yous. I love yous. I love you so much.
Someone who was crucial in your road to undisputed and who planted that seed was Ken Buchanan, the first Scottish undisputed champion in the 2-belt era. Now you've done it in the 4-belt era. What message do you want to send to him? What does he mean to you?
I'm just like you, champ. I did it just like you. I'll see you when I get home. Much love. He's a legend. I'm a legend. You gave me so much inspiration to do this. And I'm just like you. I'll see you soon, champ.
Now, you said you were going to stop him. He said he was going to stop you. What do you think helped get him up off that canvas in the 6th and the 7th round?
Oh, I've got nothing but love for Ramirez. I mean, all this week it was no disrespect. It was all just part of the mind games to get inside his head, to make him more eager to jump in at me and make him more aggressive, to use his aggression against him. We said that all week in the build-up. We're going to use his aggression against them. And that's what we did. We played the games up until this week. It was just purely to get in his head. There was no disrespect. It's all love. I've got nothing but love and respect for Ramirez. I think he was a great champion, a great ambassador for the sport, and I've got nothing but respect for him, and I wish him all the best in the future.
I'm going to go talk to Jose in a few minutes, but it was a very touching moment when he came up to you. You gave each other a hug. What was said between two warriors?
It was just nothing but respect and love, you know. He wasn't happy with the way, obviously, my mannerism through the week. But I said to him, listen, it was no disrespect. It was all just to get inside your head and make you more aggressive, and that's what I did. And he accepted it. He accepted my apology for maybe the way I was acting. And we're all good, so he wished me all the best and he blessed me well with my family, so he's a really good person.
On the broadcast, your performance was described as sublime, athletic, excellent boxing, power, of course. How would you describe what you just did tonight in the ring against another elite fighter in Jose Ramirez?
I thought it was a great performance, you know. At times I gave him a little bit more success than, you know, I could have gave him by holding my feet and letting him get his punches off. If I kept moving like I did a few times, he would have never got near me the whole 12 rounds. It would have been a shutout. I thought the scorecards were a little bit tight. I thought they were well wider than that. You know, I wasn't too happy with the selection of the judges, but I wasn't going to moan because I was so confident in winning this fight anyway. So, and it's told, you know, 2 knockdowns, and I won most of the rounds, and this scored at 114, 112, I think it was, which is a bit too close for my liking.
So basically, if you hadn't scored those knockdowns, it would have been a draw. So
yeah,
did you believe that going in? What were the instructions that Ben was giving you that worked for you, especially down the stretch? Because it seemed you were conserving some energy for that final run.
No, I wasn't conserving energy. I was boxing him. I was boxing him, using his aggression against him and picking him off. You know, using my jab, using the feints, making him hesitant to come in. And when he come in, I made him pay for it a couple of times by decking him and putting him on his backside. You know, so that was the plan all along, to box him and keep smart, not to conserve energy. I could have fought that 12 rounds at a frantic pace if I wanted to, but that wasn't the smart plan to do.
You've cleaned out 140 pounds. You went through Baranchik. You went through Postal. You went through Regis Prograis. Now you've gone through José Ramírez. What is next for you?
I don't know. We'll take it as it comes. You know, the options aren't going to be short of what's coming next. But listen, there's a new Warrior King on the map, and he's from Bonnie, Scotland. And it's the third Mexican I've beaten in a row. You know, so there we go. He's the new Warrior King, and he's from Scotland. Let's do it. Anybody who wants to fight, let's go.
Your thoughts on tonight's fight, going down twice, getting up twice, and losing a very close decision to Josh Taylor, and he takes the undisputed title?
Oh, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, that I wasn't aware of or didn't learn from you know, my mistake during the clinches. I think I left it to the referee to do his job, and he took advantage of some of those clinches. But hey, you know, I got back up and I tried to, you know, give it my best and stay smart. I was never hurt. You know, I was aware of the flash downs, and I was disappointed every time it happened. You know, but I tried to shake it off and get back to my rhythm. But it was an overall good fight. You know, hopefully I get back and I learn from my mistakes, and you know, you win some, you lose some, and I'm just blessed I get to enjoy my family afterwards and make it this far in my career.
Now, he caught you with that pull counter in the 6th round, which is a great shot. And then in the 7th, it was that half break from Kenny Bayless that he caught you with. But what were the mistakes that you made? What did you get away from that was working from you early on?
You know, I think I was blocking a lot of his punches and, you know, landing the sharper jabs, you know, and there was times that he was respecting me. You know, he was trying to cover up like this, and that's when I knew he was respecting me. And there was times that I could have capitalized, and I felt like I landed some good, clean shots. You know, again, it just came down to the clinches. You know, the clinches, he would let his hand go as soon as he got his chance. You know, and again, I think I left it to the referee to do his part, and you know, there was a lack of experience on my part.
You know, the body punching, you got him with some really good body shots where it looked like you hurt him, and then you know, historically, our CompuBox numbers show that you're most effective when you throw the jab. Against a southpaw, why was it so hard to land the jab tonight against consistently against Josh?
Well, I thought I landed it every time I threw it. I just, you know, felt like I needed to throw it more often. But you know, I was landing 2-3 jabs at once, and again, I know he was trying to counter. You know what I mean? So I think if I would have used a little bit more feints and make him commit, I think I would have countered him. But it was overall, it was a good fight.
114-112, which means that, you know, you could have been in the fight. It could have been a draw. But in terms of the future, where do you see yourself in terms of the next step after you spend some time with your family?
We'll see. We'll see where I find myself. And I just want to enjoy the family and get back home. And I'm sure once I get my time off, I'll talk to Robert, and I'm gonna finish my career with the Garcias, you know. So I'm sure they're gonna help me. They're gonna help me be guided, the correct path, and I'm gonna put my trust in them, you know, to see what's best for me. But it was but it was good, you know. I'm blessed, and I'm a little disappointed, you know, because I really wanted to win, you know. But it's a disappointment of a competitor, you know, not of a sore loser, you know. So just my competitive in me makes me feel disappointed that I lost, but I'm not disappointed that I made it this far.
And finally, there was a lot said, a lot done on his behalf in terms of pushing you and everything that happened in the build-up to this fight. But then there was a moment when you two gentlemen, after being at war for 12 rounds, stood in the center of the ring. What was said?
Well, he pretty much apologized. You know, he said it was part of his game plan, and I told him, you know, there's certain diction of words that I'm not used to, you know. But listen, I am a man of faith, you know, and God teaches us to forgive, you know. God teaches us to forgive and be good people and not be a part of the unjust. So, you know, I forgave them, but, you know, in the future, down to, you know, fight them again, for sure.